Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch, originally planned for SummerSlam, is now off the card. What the actual? NXT sees super hard-hitting no DQ matches with Dana and Roxanne winning. Rhea Ripley isn't wrestling on main roster, but she puts on a banger on NXT against Lyra Valkyria. Mercedes Martinez is back on TV, coming for that TBS champion Kris Statlander. And we need to talk about Tiffany Stratton versus Thea and Britt Baker versus Taya Valkyrie matches. Ouch. Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell. This is DS and this is Women's Wrestling Weekly. We just posted a brand new top 5 video with Melina, the legendary Melina, and if you haven't watched that yet, check it out right now. And let's jump right into everything women's wrestling, cause a lot happened. Oh, almost forgot to say, hit that subscribe button, help Ring the Bell get to 100k. Let's start with WWE SmackDown. So heading into SummerSlam this weekend for the WWE Women's Championship match, triple threat, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Asuka. We are back with the usual, can they coexist? But not gonna lie, I didn't mind it this time because they made it a bit juicier than usual. So first we saw Bianca Belair get interviewed backstage and women's tag team champions Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville interrupt, saying with or without championship, it is always the EST show. But it's time for that to change and for them to get the spotlight, and they deserve a championship celebration. And Bianca claps back, saying that she's down to take them both in a triple threat match. Then Charlotte Flair comes in to say that she will tag with Bianca because she wants her 100% at SummerSlam. And even with Bianca saying, girl, she proceeds to make this match official with Adam Pearce. And I seriously hope that Bianca and Charlotte would lose to the tag champions because, you know, they can't coexist. Instead, we see Bianca Belair looking to defeat Chelsea Green with a KOD, but Charlotte Flair sneak tags in and lands big boot on Chelsea's head, tells Bianca to get out of the ring, and picks up the win for the team. I mean, I could be annoyed about tag champions being used as a mere fodder for the main title feud, but I'm not even gonna stress about it because we've been new. But also, Chelsea and Sonya are constantly on TV thanks to that, looking cute, putting on decent matches, so I'll just be okay with it for now. And Charlotte is the best when she is heel or heelish, and her making this tag match happen just to piss off Bianca and play mind game was pretty interesting, so I'll say satisfied. Backstage, Miss Money in the Bank Io Sky confronts Bayley, and apparently last week she left the arena without Io after making her leave without packing everything. What a mess. And this week inside Bayley's bag, she finds a letter from Shotzi saying see you soon. She freaks out and tries to leave, but then WWE Women's Champion Asuka confronts the two, and Asuka and Io actually have this pretty cool conversation about the cashing in possibilities both in English and Japanese. And at the end, Io leaves Asuka saying whoever wins a triple threat match, she will be the one leaving SummerSlam as a new WWE Women's Champion. Again, also juicy. And this episode is brought to you by Dossier. You know we love Dossier here, and thanks to Dossier, if you run into me this weekend in Detroit for SummerSlam, I'll be smelling all freaking great. Because especially during big wrestling weekend where I'm running around everywhere, I get super sweaty, so I'm very thankful for Dossier, always keeping me super fresh, especially during interviews. My favorite right now for this summer season is Spicy Vetiver. It's spicy, it's citrusy, perfect for hot weather, and it's inspired by this popular Hermes fragrance, and I also love a couple of the other ones inspired by Lil LeBeau scents. But my favorite part of Dossier is that I don't need to break my bank getting those designer colognes, because Dossier is all about yes to smelling good, but no to overpaying. There's so much price markup in fragrance business. Dossier is all about clean, ethically sourced, long-lasting, high-end perfume within reach. So if you're curious about stepping into a new way of consuming perfumes, Dossier is here for you. So make sure to use code 10RingTheBell for a discount just for Ring the Bell family at dossier.co. Thank you, Dossier. On Raw, I was so pissed for like a couple hours by now. I just didn't even know how to address this whole situation, but here we go. We had Becky Lynch come out and challenge Trish Stratus for a rematch, where Trish came in saying that Becky's not gonna tell her when to have a match or not, and then she roasts Houston, Texas, and I don't know any sports reference, so I don't know why they were so upset. So Trish called Astros cheaters, and Trish got everyone riling. That was amazing to see. Anyway, Adam Pearce comes out to tell Trish that her rematch is indeed happening tonight, and they did, only for Zoe to cause DQ almost immediately, and they start brawling outside, which was really good, and then Trish hits Becky with the chair, then leaves the arena. And backstage, Adam Pearce catches up to Trish and tells her that was unacceptable and books their match on Raw in 2 weeks, not SummerSlam. I can't even deal with this. this? Like, what the heck? Did I hear that right? What? Raw is happening on Canada. So at first I was like, okay, maybe Trish wanted this to be on Canada, but there's like no way Trish wanted that. There's no way. Like, Trish always think about big picture, so there's no way. So the news is that Trish versus Becky was originally planned for SummerSlam, but it was delayed, and it was first moved to Payback, and then it was moved to Raw on August 14th in Canada. I'm honestly like super pissed about this whole situation, and I know that you guys probably expect me to go off on this, and I can. And on paper, the fact that this angle between the WrestleMania main eventer versus Hall of Famer, one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time, with the storyline that was built since WrestleMania being cut from the card, does not make any sense. This is just bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. And it's even more frustrating that all the reports coming out about this news, there's no clear reason or answer stated for what actually happened that caused this match to be delayed, which makes everything so much more mysterious given that WWE built this storyline to go till SummerSlam since like Mania time. And also knowing Trish and Becky and how they deal with creative for years, there's no way they didn't fight this, which really makes me believe that something is going on backstage, like behind the scenes. And I know that people are speculating that LA Knight's Battle Royale is the reason this got cut. I really don't believe that. If that's true, I'd be so pissed. I don't know, I'm really baffled about this, and I don't even know what I'm talking about right now at this point, but I think I'd rather stay positive with the limited information known about the situation so far. I just hope that this story lasts longer, because if you think about it, I was fully ready to believe that this was Trish's last Raw appearances for a while, so maybe this is a good thing that she might be staying a little longer, although I totally started packing thinking that I'll be seeing Trish at SummerSlam. But yeah, I'm just trying to be positive and trying to have my fingers crossed that things will all work out, but for now, I'm just gonna leave this at Confucius, a very pissy one. Because what the hell is going on? We then got Mexican Dupree's singles debut against Valhalla, and this was obviously, I mean, not a 5 stars classic or anything, but it was still super fun. I mean, wrestling was really basic, yeah, but the crowd was so invested, so hot for it, because they told a great story with the help of Alpha Academy and Viking Raiders, of course, as they were coming in and out to help out with the perfect timing. And Maxine doing that worm dance was hilarious, before I learned about the whole Trish situation, of course. And at the end, I guess Valhalla was setting up for a finisher on the top rope, which I'm kind of curious what that would be, but Maxine escapes and hits, get this, Japanese Ocean Cyclone Suplex, Manami Toyota's finisher. I did not expect that from Maxine for this win. She really did gag me with that finisher. Holy shit. Yeah, this was really, really fun and like, mind blown. Satisfying. Then we had Rhea Ripley in Judgment Day segment, and Rhea mentions injuring Liv Morgan. Then Raquel Rodriguez storms out and goes ham on Rhea Ripley, dragging her everywhere. And Judgment Day boys are just literally so useless. They're just not even helping mommy at all, just watching it all fall down, until finally Dominic momentarily distracts Raquel, giving an opportunity for Rhea to attack Raquel's injured leg, leaving her laying. And later in the doctor's office, Adam Pearce comes in to let Raquel know that as soon as she gets cleared, he will grant her the match with Rhea. Maybe she'll be cleared by this weekend, because we need that title defended. Come on, give mommy a SummerSlam match. We also had Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler promo packages recapping their history all the way from the MMA world to now in WWE, and these videos were everything. Like, this feud is honestly so good at serving, from the shocking heel turn at the pay-per-view to the promo battle to this, and because how the storyline is all based on reality, it really draws me in. I was legit sitting there wondering, like, did Ronda really never showed up to Shayna's sparring sessions? Like, bitch. Being all invested in everything. And when Shayna got little, I don't know, emotional at the end, talking about being a godmother to a girl who she will ruin her mom, oh, that was so good. Good acting from Shayna. I'm really, really excited for this. Absolutely amazing packages. All right, tons of stuff from NXT. Let's start with the weekly episode. So on NXT, we got this redemption match from Dana Brooke against Cora Jade in a kendo stick no DQ match, and she shows up in a Catwoman-like outfit, all black and mask and everything. Don't know why, but it was cute. And this match starts off super hot as soon as Cora walks in. I guess they really said playtime is over, because they did not hold back and decided to beat the shit out of each other. Yeah, this was a freaking hard-hitting match, from all the candlestick shots to the chair shot and the action on the announcer table. Like how Dana said on the post she made after this match, she was seeing red. So she didn't give a she was throwing chair at the referee. I'm probably not intentional. And this is very much AEW's classic playbook, but it works. Hardcore matches get the crowd's respect. And we got NXT chant for both Cora and Dana after Dana beat the heck out of Cora with a specially prepared pink kendo stick. And Dana finishes the match with a suplex to the pile-up kendo sticks and a steel chair, followed by a top rope swanton. This was a really fun match. I wish they got even more time though, maybe even pay-per-view match, but maybe it was too similar with the Weapons Wild match. But I think this was a really good start to rebuild Dana, and hopefully even more fun matches to come from her. So proud of you, Stratusfied. Another huge match we got on NXT was Lyra Valkyria versus Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. So this match happened when Lyra came up to Rhea after Roger challenged her for the match in response to Rhea's little scolding last week, and Lyra says in an interview before the match that she will show the world who she is, and I gotta say, this match definitely did, and she slapped here. Like I always say, Lyra has such a unique and unorthodox style, almost like a beautiful performance vibe to the way she moves in the ring, and that meeting the sheer strength, the force of Rhea Ripley, the magic really happened here. Yeah, it was perfect melding with two different styles, and I first gagged when Lyra stepped on Mommy. That was really bold. And Rhea is just so good, like obviously in the ring, but she also just drips charisma everywhere. The superstardom is amazing, and when she stood up from the headbutt spot, okay. The match gets super explosive with some outside action followed by beautiful DDT followed by frog splash with "This is awesome" chant breaking, but Rhea catches Lyra mid-air and hits huge riptide for the win, and post-match champion grabs Lyra by her head and tells her to prove me right and beat Jessie Jane. Oh my god, this is honestly so wholesome. I can't even deal with this. I really hope this means more things to come for Lyra. Again, her wrestling style is so different from the rest of the roster that a lot of times I just look at it in awe because it's so beautiful, but also I had some difficulty maybe like connecting to her in a deeper level. So I think this is a start, and on pay-per-view we saw JC Jane attack her backstage, and Rhea seeing it was like proud for some reason. And Rhea Ripley, let's please get you a real feud on main roster, please. Oh, this was so Stratusfied. Outside of the matches, we got the grocery store fight between Blair Davenport and Roxanna Perez, I guess as the homage to Roxanne's mentor Booker T's famous grocery store fight with Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, they didn't go full out like them, but with the police siren going off in the background and everything being all very GTA, I don't know, I was kind of feeling for this badass Roxanne. But with that, let's talk NXT Great American Bash. The kickoff match we got was the 8-person mixed tag match, Yulisa Leon, Valentina Ferros with Sexy Dragon Lee and Nathan Frazier versus the Meta 4, which is Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend with Noam Dar and Oro Menza. So Yulisa and Valentina are always so phenomenal. Another team outside of Katana and Kaden that are just serving up spectacular action over and over again. That assisted dive outside always excites me so much. Probably one of my favorite tag moves ever. It feels like freedom. And Lash Legend, I gotta say, it has really improved so much. Her looks are so much more elevated, and she also got really good moves to show off both her athleticism and strength and charisma, so I'm really happy for all her improvements. I love this so much when she basically took out the entire team at once. And Jakara too, she's dripping charisma everywhere, love her so much. But at the end, this match goes to Yulisa and Valentina as Dragon Lee pins Menza for the win. Mixed tag match aren't usually my favorite thing, but this was super fun. I'm very Stratusfied. Then we got Weapons Wild match, Blair Davenport versus Roxanna Perez. I mean, this feud was really well built. The story itself might be a little more conventional, the underdog versus the dominant one, I guess, but the build has been super action-packed. All the brawls from the backstage to the grocery store to the fan convention all have been really nicely done. And the match starts super hot with Blair popping out of the audience, ambushing Roxanne, and I guess NXT girlies all made a pact not to hold back for all these no DQ hardcore matches, because like the kendo stick match, these two were beating the shit out of each other. It was incredible to see. One time Blair tossed a steel chair to Roxanne's back and I was like, whoa. But the real highlight of this match was not hardcore, was not weapons. It was Roxanne's mother and little sister watching this match, and the sister was like legit crying watching Blair torturing Roxanne, binding her wrist with leather belt and pushing her around. I mean, how can you beat that? That's some tear of true love. Then Perez hits back with the cowbell and sets up a table with huge pop from the crowd, and later puts Blair through it with the frog splash. And back in the ring, Roxanne hits pop rocks on the pile of chairs for the win in 12 minutes. I really enjoyed this. Super intense match with tons of amazing weapons use and great finish. But I gotta say, just to be super nitpicky, that this is probably the match that we expected from these two, because we all know that Roxanne and Blair are great wrestlers, right? I don't know, maybe because like the focus has been so much about bringing out this killer instinct from Roxanne. I low-key hoped Roxanne to just snap and do something god-awful, despicable, and knock my socks off. I don't know, I thought that's where they're going with this storyline, but this was very much back to the Disney Channel, Disney movie, happy time with loving mother and little sister, which I love, but not sure if it achieved the grand mission to make Roxanne a bad bitch. Either way, I really love the match and I'm very satisfied. And lastly, we got the NXT Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton versus Thea held in a submission match. Both entrances were super epic. Love Tiffany Stratton serving Barbie. I wouldn't be surprised if this was an official Mattel sponsored entrance. And Chase U entrance with Thea Hale was awesome all the time. So I think we all expected that submission match would be a little tough for Tiffany Stratton, especially because her top signature moves don't necessarily include submission moves. So this probably was a lot harder for her. And on top of that, she didn't even use submission moves like Muda Lock that she often do use. So I'm kind of confused about that part. So the rumor going around right now is that Tiffany might have had a small concussion during a match based on that one spot that looks like Tiffany really landed on her head. And following that, there were a couple spots that looked a little rocky. And of course, the finisher was a bit of a question mark. But overall, I think this match was really entertaining, super intense. Love how Tiffany was going for Thea's back and trying out all these different submission moves and variations of her signature moves to target Thea's back. In turn, I think Thea is definitely getting more comfortable with her character and her moveset, and the finish was super confusing. Again, in case of the rumor of the injury or concussion is true, I don't want to pile on that at all, but Tiffany locks Thea in a Boston Crab, a rather rocky one, and it ultimately leads to Chase U throwing a towel in the ring for Thea to give up for her. And maybe because I was editing Melina episode the whole weekend, but it reminded me a lot of Beth Phoenix versus Melina I Quit match. Remember how when Beth locked in Glam Slam submission, she later like upped the ante by folding Melina in half, which finally got Melina to quit. And obviously Melina was selling all of that with her facial expressions and body movements. I don't think we got that from this match from Tiffany and Thea. Tiffany did adjust the Boston Crab to put more pressure in the back, but visually it didn't really read as like, damn, she's upping the pressure. And Thea also didn't really show that, pain finally getting into her more and more with facial expressions. So I think that's why there was a big question mark with this finish, but not a bad match by any means. I'll say it was fine.
Good, not bad.
I think Thea versus Tiffany storyline was cute overall, but we've got a lot more women in the locker room. These two matches really solidify Thea, which I'm so happy for her, and I'm pumped to see Tiffany work with more people because she's such an exciting all-around performer. Alright, let's move to AEW. On Dynamite, we got this match that got everyone talking. So Britt Baker versus Taya Valkyrie, and I kept it cute last week saying that it will be a clash of two big charismas, but let's be honest, we all had our worries. I enjoyed both Britt and Taya, and they had great matches. They can have bangers, but when the chemistry is not there, they definitely show that the chemistry is not there, and they had no chemistry here. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything more because at this point it's just salt to the wound, but yeah, that one spot was painful to watch, and they kept the match going for a while after that. You can tell that these two really planned out a pretty exciting match with the Pittsburgh Sunrise spot, the spear followed by Road to Valhalla, reversed into Lockjaw, and that's how Britt picked up the win. But again, the chemistry was basically non-existent. I feel bad because I know both of them are capable of so much more, and it's kind of ironic that this happened because the literal storyline of this match happening is Taya, who's having a bit of a funk, challenging Britt, who's also in a funk, and this match was a funk fest. It's a girl, Double irony is how right after the match, the cameraman zoomed into this fan holding a sign saying, "Book women's division better," and ain't that the truth? Only hope that came after a great match. On Rampage, we got the main event. We got Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose, almost like a #1 contender match for AEW Women's Championship, and this was a fun match like you probably expected from these two because we've seen some great matches from them previously. I do think it happens way too often now, but doesn't matter because whenever it happens, I pop. When the opponent gets to finally do a big power move on Nyla, I pop so hard. So the big suplex on Nyla got a "Holy Shida" chant from the crowd. That's followed by Nyla's chokeslam from the top rope, and Shida hits 2 Falcon arrows, one from the top rope, and the finish was awesome. After Marina's interference, Nyla attempts a beast bomb, but Shida Rhea reverses it into Katana Kick for the win, with the champion Toni Storm and the Outcast coming out for a face-off before their championship match on Dynamite this week. And on Collision, we got kind of a random match, but I love them both. Kiara Hogan versus Mercedes Martinez, especially Mercedes. I feel like she's criminally underused on TV, and how AEW fumbled the baddies fallout with Kiara and Red Velvet is a total crop. This match was fun, obviously, as expected, and Mercedes was in her bag. As always, she's so good, and she defeats Kiara with the Brass City Sleeper. Post-match, she doesn't let go of the lock, and TBS champion Kris Statlander comes out for Kiara's aid, but Mercedes takes her down too, hitting her with the TBS championship. Then Willow Nightingale comes out for a save too. AEW sure loves these post-match run-ins. And with that, we got Mercedes Martinez versus Kris Statlander for the TBS championship booked for next Collision, which I'm so happy for, so excited for. This was great. Stratified. On Impact Wrestling, we got the Knockouts champion Trinity and Dani Luna versus The Coven, Taylor Wilde, and Kylan King. This is the first time Trinity is coming to the Impact Zone as the Knockouts champion, and the champion belt looks so damn good on her. But should we maybe get some glow going on in the Knockouts title? As for Dani, I only saw her once against Jody Threat, which was a surprisingly good match, but this match was rather a typical babyface versus heel tag match. The Coven went hard for Dani, cutting the ring in half, and when Trinity finally got her hot tag, she hit all her signature moves, and at the end, Dani crashes with Kylan King to the outside, and Trinity hits full Nelson bomb for the win in 9 minutes. Post-match, Deonna Purrazzo comes out to issue her rematch clause at Emergence. Short and simple, that was it. I really think the Virtuosa should turn heel to put some fire into this feud, because right now it's a bit lukewarm, I gotta say. For me, this was fine.
Good. Not bad.
And then we got a singles match between Giselle Shaw versus Masha Slamovich, and holy hell, what a match this was. And I cannot believe it was just 6 minutes. But Giselle and Masha went all out. Masha always comes into the ring like a freaking bulldozer. She's got so much energy and intensity she brings to the ring. I had my doubts about her turning babyface, but damn, that talent is undeniable, babyface or heel, whatever. And Giselle Shaw, don't be fooled by her beauty, because she's deadly in the ring. And she matched the intensity of Masha, throwing a banger. The energy was off the chart, but Shantaraj is gonna Shantaraj, and as Jai Vidal tries to distract the referee, Killer Kelly and Savannah Evans get physical outside, and using this opportunity, Giselle nails Masha with a deadly knee to pick up a win. Oh, this was so good. I'm very satisfied, and the fact that this is just first match between these two teams, that's so exciting. I also love Killer and Masha's tag name, MK Ultra. That's cool. Alright, that is it for this week's weekly review. This weekend is SummerSlam, so I'm gonna be in Detroit interviewing tons of wrestlers. Also, hopefully Brandy Rose. It's like halfway confirmed, but I'm gonna put the community tab post for Brandy Rose questions. So if you got questions for Brandy Rose, please put it in there. I'm so excited about that interview, and if you see me during this weekend at SummerSlam, please say hi. Follow me on Instagram at DShin and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter, X, and I'll see you next time. Bye.